Shaquille O'Neal believes Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese will start equal pay in basketball. Will Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese really start equal pay in basketball? NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal definitely feels so. And why not? Look at what these two young stars have done in such a short span of time, which is taking the WNBA to a whole new level. Sports pundits and fans can't even fathom what Clark and Reese have done to make the popularity of WNBA break the ceilings. Now we know how women's sports leagues and teams have received lower pay than men. In fact, the U.S. women's soccer team argued for equal or higher pay than their male counterparts, which is very much justified, given their success. But what about the rest of the sporting leagues who haven't had a say yet? Well, thanks to players like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, Shaquille O'Neal has spoken up for a change. Shaq was in a conversation recently with Mackenzie Salmon of USA Today Sports about basketball. He was asked about why the WNBA players earn so little, to which Shaq had quite a befitting reply. Let's hear what he said. "Now it's time for equal pay. They've always been great, but the space they're in now, it's time for everybody to be getting equal pay. I would love to see one of them make 10, 15, 20 million a year. They deserve it. But the fans have to continue to support. You got to keep going to the games, buying merch. You got to keep doing all that stuff, and the more they do that, the more they'll get paid." Well said, Shaq, and he will have the backing of several sports analysts, NBA fans, and others for his statements. What is the need of the hour for the WNBA is to have the constant support of the fans, who have started showing up in large numbers for the games that particularly feature Clark and Reese, namely the games of Indiana Fever and Chicago Sky. But only Clark and Reese alone cannot do that. Now Shaq is very certain about the fact that the WNBA has taken over the sporting world, and it's high time that the players are paid equally to men, provided the fans continue to show their support. And not just Shaq, basketball legend Nancy Lieberman is of a similar opinion. She was literally gushing over Caitlin Clark during the broadcast of the game between the Dallas Wings and the Indiana Fever.
As a baller to a baller, I just want to say thank you to you, Caitlin Clark.
Yep. While the basketball world was divided between haters of Clark and lovers of the WNBA rookie sensation, Nancy made sure to stand behind her and voice her support for the Fever star. In fact, she went on to compare Clark's influence to that of legends like Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods in basketball and golf respectively. As a baller to a baller, I just want to say thank you to you, Caitlin Clark, for just lifting our game up. You and so many great players for what you're doing. You're going to make all these women multimillionaires one day, like Tiger did, like Michael Jordan did, and we shouldn't hate on her. We should celebrate her, not tolerate her." But Shaq's close friend and colleague Charles Barkley has called out Clark's haters on several occasions, and that did not sit well with Shaq, who called Barkley a loudmouth. Shaq even reminded Barkley and others that there are other players in the league as well who deserve the same amount of respect as Clark. Loudmouths like Chuck are talking about hating. It's not hating. It's like, you're good but not great yet. We still got Diana Taurasi, we still got A'ja Wilson. If you're gonna give Caitlin props, make sure our girls that are dominating in this league get the same props. The WNBA is attracting more attention than ever, courtesy of Clark and Reese. The NCAA reached its best viewership in history for women's basketball, with nearly 19 million fans watching the title game this year. Not to forget that because of Clark's star power, the WNBA now plans to commit $50 million over the next 2 years to provide full-time charter flight service for its teams during the season. The game between Indiana Fever and the Chicago Sky, which displayed the rivalry between Clark and Reese, averaged up to 2.30 million viewers, the most for a WNBA game in 23 years. Not to forget that the WNBA teams have also been moving games against Clark and Reese to bigger arenas because of increased demand and more number of spectators who want to watch the two players in action. In May of this year, reports even suggested that the ticket sales and revenue of Chicago Sky rose by 33% and 58% respectively because of Angel Reese. As for the Caitlin Clark effect, a league-high 186,000 fans have attended Fever home games this season, up 265% from 2023, and Indiana Fever ticket sales have shot up to 265%, while jersey sales have increased more than 1,000%. So what do you think? Will Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese start equal pay in basketball soon enough? Don't be shy from letting us know in the comments section below.